which I had taken 2 years back. So right now I'm planning to go abroad with the help of IELTS. So probably you will be going to write IELTS in the near future also. So a little about myself. I'm Ashwant, a software engineer from Accenture and also an alumni of Panivala Engineering College. So I'll be teaching you what are all the steps you will be taking if you are going to write IELTS exam. So first of all, what is IELTS? So most of you might have known what is IELTS. It is just like an entrance exam which you are going to be taking part to show off your English skills. Just to show the abroad foreign countries that you are familiar with English language. So IELTS will be accepting in most of the countries like UK, Australia, New Zealand, US, and Canada. And the, and they'll be mainly measuring the abilities of listening, reading, speaking, and writing abilities of you by giving a separate test for listening, reading, speaking, and everything. So, what are the prerequisites of IELTS is you need to have a valid passport as well as a national ID card, something like Aadhaar, like that. So, valid passport is mandatory for writing an IELTS since you will be having your username with your passport ID only, and you should be above 16 years of age. And then I will be showing you some highlights of IELTS, just a snippets of what will be going to be in this session. You can always go to visit their IELTS official website as shown here. And the most popular countries accepting IELTS is Australia, New Zealand, and UK, which are English-speaking nations, as well as Canada, US also they will be accepting, and also most of the European countries also now preferring to take part in IELTS exam. Like they are considering IELTS as their requirement to get into the universities. And IELTS is carried out by two official partners, that is British Council and as well as IDP Education. You can take part in both, like any one of these authorized centers, which they will be guiding you to write IELTS. And the modes of exam will be you can take part in a computer based as well as in pen and paper test. So computer based will be entirely on computers. You need to take up the test in your system, and the marks will be shown after 5 to 6 days. And in pen and paper, you will be having a traditional way of writing in pen and paper. And speaking for both the tests, you will need to attend in person. There will be an interviewer who will be recording your entire session, and they'll be having a set of questions, predefined set of questions. They'll be asking you, and you have to answer it. Based on that, they will put up the marks and show you. So IELTS fees will be around 14,000 from this year. So when I took part in IELTS, it is around 12,500, and before 2 3 years it was around 11,000. So the rates is getting increased, as well as the number of students who is taking part in IELTS exam. And the scores will be on the range of 1 to 9. So will be measured based on this rank from 1 to 9. If you are scoring nearest to 9, you will be well and good to go. And these are the bands which you will be getting after once you have finished the IELTS exam. It will be from 9 to 0. So for 9, you are tagged under expert use. So you will be eligible for most of the universities. You can also apply for Princeton, Harvard, and British Columbia, the topmost universities with this score. And if the marks keeps on decreasing, you will be selecting a university which is based on your marks obtained. So the minimum requirement for most of the universities will be 6.5 and above, and you should be able to show them the minimum score of 6 in all the branches, like in reading, writing, listening, speaking, and you have to be you have to score more than 6 above on in each of the sessions. You can even Google this and all. So I'll skip this session now. And another thing is IELTS versus TOEFL. So many of you are wondering what is the difference between IELTS and TOEFL exams. So you can take both, like you can take even Captain America side or a 9 month side. It is up to you. IELTS and TOEFL are both meant to be entrance exam, which is to test your English abilities alone. It is not that you have to take IELTS to go get into this university, and you have to take TOEFL to get into these kind of universities like that. So it is up to you. But deep down, if you go, I mean, IELTS is well preferred in UK, Australia, and New Zealand countries. And on the other hand, TOEFL is more popular among US and Canada. So you can also enter into US and Canada with IELTS score also, which my friends did. Like most of them went to US and Canada by writing IELTS also. Only the difference is the marking system, because for IELTS you will be measured from 1 to 9, and for TOEFL you will be measured in marks from 120, 0 to 120. And the next one is cancellation fees. So if at all if you registered for an IELTS exam and you need to cancel for some personal reasons and for personal emergencies, like you can even cancel anytime. But the only criteria is if you cancel more than before 5 weeks before your start date, you will be asked to you can you can get a refund of your amount with 25% administrative charges will be taken by them. So if you can even register a test 3 to 4 months before also ahead also. So this is the criteria which is given to cancellation of these pieces. So if you fail to appear the test also, you will not be refunded. It is marked as an absent, and you need to pay. You will not be able to get the refund. And if you can also show medical reports if something a medical emergency has happened. You can show them the medical reports, so they will consider that and they'll refund, reducing their administrative cost alone. And also you can reschedule the exams, like if you want to take up an exam 3 months after the date you have registered, you can always do that. But only criteria is you need to request them before same before 5 weeks of your test exam. And also make sure the reschedule date will reschedule date is occurring 3 months after that. And you need to pay 3,000 rupees for rescheduling the exam also. And you know what is the waiting time of IELTS exam? Once you have finished your exams, it will not be taking too much time. Like you don't need to wait for 5 to 6 months or even a month to get your scores. No, it's only 13 days. We can always the maximum amount of time you will be taking is 13 calendar days from the day you have completed the exams. So if you are taking a computer based exam, you will be getting a result before 5 to 7 days. So it is not like an analysis exam where you need to um, wait for the results to come out for a month, and you will be sleeping, and then your friend will call like that. It will not be occurring. It will be in exact 13 days. In 13 days, you will be getting, and you can also get the results through text message. Also, you will be receiving the results via text message, and even you can check your results on online mode by entering your mail ID and password, everything. And you will be sent you will be sent a sample report card to your home address, which will be delivered with to your home. The mark sheet will be looking like this only. So IELTS forms with this scorecard, you can able to apply for whatever universities you want. Basically you can take n number of IELTS exams within based on your wishes, if you are scoring more than 6 and you are not satisfied with that score, you can always take up another exam. Only thing, you need to pay 14,000 rupees whenever you're taking your exam. The attempts are not limited to some amount, so you can always take part in an exam whenever you want, and how many times you need, it is up to you. You can even try to score 8 or 9. That is based on your wish. And you will be having a validity period of IELTS scores once it is done. It is like 2 years from the date of the result is announced. It is eligible. Like, within 2 years, you can apply for whatever universities you want. With the help of IELTS, you can be able to get into a well-reputed university outside India also. So the period is only 2 years. So after 2 years, if that expires, you need to take up an IELTS to get to apply for the next intake. So the question patterns will be listening, reading, writing, and speaking. So listening will take part with 40 questions and 30 minutes timeline, and reading will be in 60 minutes and 40 questions. Writing also will be 60 minutes, and there will be only two questions. And the speaking, you need to be in person to attend a speaking test, which will take around 40 minutes maximum. So I'll be showing listening, reading, and writing in few sessions also. Right now, I haven't prepared anything about listening, reading, and writing. I'll share my personal experience with you when I was writing listening, reading, and speaking exams. So listening will be carried out with the help of headset. You will be provided a unique headset for everyone, and the questions will be in audio format, and you will be having answer sheets, question sheets also. You'll in your hand when you're writing a pen and paper exam. So you have to write down the answers whenever audio plays. So you need to write down the answers. So you will be given extra 10 minutes of time after all the audios were played. You need to finalize the results and enter into your answer sheets in that 10 minutes span of time. So it is like an multiple choice questions. You need to either mark A, B, C, D, or also something you need to. Sometimes you need to fill the sentence whichever they talk. There will be an audio playing, and the relevant questions will be there in your question sheet. So you will be answering the. You will be finishing the sentence whatever they talk. They spoke. And reading also, reading is too hard. Like, personally, I felt reading is too hard because you need to read three entire reading comprehension questions within 60 minutes. So, and you need to answer 40 questions within that. So two sessions will be having 15 questions, and one session will be having 10 questions. So within the 60 minutes, you need to read entire three set of reading comprehension questions, and you need to answer according to it. Most of the reading comprehension questions will have yes or no and not given type of questions. That will be a tricky one. You need to practice a lot to write and to listening, reading, everything. And writing will be two questions only. One will be an analytical writing, where you will be given a charts to analytical charts like bar chart, pie chart, and all, and you need to infer the data within that, and you need to write analytical report from it. Like in 2020, the corona cases, like in the month of January, it is only two, and over the period, it cases like that, you have to write down the answers. Mm. And you will be given 60 minutes of time to complete your writing skills. So personal opinion is that when you're writing, like when you are in a writing part, try to use more vocabularies, which will boost your scores. And the second part on writing will be a general essay, where you need to write an entire passage with the questions they have mentioned. Like, there will be only generalized questions. There will be no technical questions like C Java, and those there will not be any cases like that. Anyone who wants to move to abroad, you can write the exam irrespective of your studies and all. So even a law student can write an IELTS exam. Even a doctor can write an IELTS exam. So whoever wants to study abroad or who wants to move abroad or wants to migrate to abroad, they can write IELTS exam. And speaking also, it will be a same kind of questions. Like there will be three parts, and entire three parts will be a generalized question, not the technical stuff. So you just need to have a conversation with the interviewer for only 10 to 14 minutes, and they'll be putting up the marks based on the things what you are saying. So and that's it. It will be like IELTS will be like your gateway to enter into the universities, whichever universities you want to study in abroad. And also, apart from IELTS, your academic score is also as important as IELTS to get into a university, whichever university you want. And if you have any queries, you can always contact me, and you can able to contact me. I'll be sending you the mails, my email and contact info in this chat. So whenever you are free, you can take part in the exam. So right now I have prepared till this only. So next time, I guess my presentation is for only 20 minutes. I guess. So do you have any queries? You can ask. No, I have too much of time, I guess. Only 2 minutes is there. So one more thing is that before going to IELTS exam, try to maintain academic score, which falls under first class, and the number of history of areas is also will also play a major role in your selection process in academics. While they are shortlisting the applications which we are sent, the mark sheets will also play an important role in selecting their in from their end. So if you have a backlog in some of the subjects, try to clear it as soon as possible. And if you don't have a list of areas, it is well and good. Try to maintain score, and it will be a boost to you to select into a well-reputed university. So if you want to be placed in a in a top-ranked university, you need to have a good IELTS score as well as good academics. So both are as important. So I guess that is it from my end. Sir,
செஷன் ஓவரா?
சார் ஆக்சுவலி ஸ்லைட்ஸ் கொஞ்சம் தான் வச்சிருந்தேன். ஸோ அதுக்கு நான் ஆக்சுவலாக இன்னொரு நாளும் இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னாங்களா, நாளைக்கும். ஸோ நாளைக்கு கொஞ்சம் சொல்லலாம் அப்படின்னு வச்சிருந்தேன். இப்போ ஏதாவது டவுட்ஸ் கேட்கலாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி வச்சிருந்தேன் டைம்.
ஓகே ஓகே.
ஸோ ஆக்சுவலாக யாராவது இருந்தாங்கன்னா கொஞ்சம் இன்ட்ராக்டிவாக கொஞ்சம் பேச நிறைய இருக்கு. ஏன்னா டாபிக்ஸ் வந்து சொல்ல வேண்டிய விஷயம் கம்மி தான். ஐஎல்டிஎஸ் பற்றி பர்சனல் எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் தான் கொஞ்சம் நிறைய ஷேர் பண்ண வேண்டியது இருக்கும். அவங்க எழுதுறப்ப தான் அதில் நிறைய இஷ்யூஸ் வரும்.
ஓகே ஓகே.
ஸோ சிலபஸ் ஓகே ஓகே சிலபஸ் ஓரியன்டாக நான் என்ன சொல்ல முடியுமோ அதெல்லாம் சொல்லியிருக்கேன்.
ஓகே.
நான் நாளைக்கு இருந்தாங்கன்னா கூட இன்ட்ராக்டிவாக செஷன் வச்சுக்கலாம். பசங்க கூட இன்ட்ராக்ட் பண்ணால் கொஞ்சம் நிறைய இன்ஃபர்மேஷன்ஸ் கிடைக்கும். ஈவன் நானே கூட மறந்துருக்கலாம். அவங்க கேட்குற கொஸ்டின்ஸ் எனக்கு நிறைய வரும்.
ஓகே ஓகே. இன்ட்ராக்டிவ் செஷன். Tomorrow will plan.
Okay sir, fine.
Okay.
So it will be more effective than this putting up a slide. It won't help you a lot. அவங்க பர்சனலாக நிறைய கொஸ்டின்ஸ் வச்சிருப்பாங்க. அதுக்கு ரிலவெண்ட்டாக நான் ஆன்சர் பண்ணலாம்.
ஓகே ஓகே ஓகே.
ஓகே சார்.
ஓகே. leave the meeting. Ashwin, just
Okay, sir.
everyone leave the meeting.
Okay. Bye, sir.
Bye.